So, it's the 1st of August and Flight Simulator 2020 is about to be released in 17 days' time. The Microsoft NDA is passed and now YouTube is getting lots of first impression videos of Flight Sim 2020. Sadly, I wasn't chosen to be part of the alpha or beta testing waves, but watching these fantastic videos and seeing how the amazing terrain has been generated from the Bing maps reminded me of another far less well-known flight simulator, that found in Google Earth Pro. Still, all that being said, it's a bit of fun whilst I wait for Flight Sim 2020 to come out, so I thought I'd bring you along to see how it compares with the stunning visuals promised by the new Microsoft Flight Simulator. So let's start with a takeoff from London Heathrow. The aircraft is a bit sensitive in the controls, so you're going to see a lot of pilot-induced oscillations. Sorry about that. Close up, the scenery can be a bit rubbish, as you can see. But as you climb, the graphics do resolve themselves quite nicely, I think. It's always interesting to see where the map's patches meet up and how different they look, reflecting the different capture times. Flying over Heathrow, you can see a few airliners on the ground, including one of the British Airways Concords. Sadly, this model isn't resolved that well. It looks okay from up here, but when you get down close, it does rather look like it's melted. Moving on then, I thought we'd take a little flight into London, check out the sights and see how well the buildings are resolved in Google Earth. However, to make this a little bit more interesting, let's go low and follow the river. I can see Richmond on Thames on my right, so this is a good point to swoop down low. Descending down, first bridge we come to is Kew Bridge. We hook a right, following the river. So we pass a couple of railway bridges. We've got the Great Chertsey Road Bridge. Apologies for all the pilot-induced oscillations. Following the river around. It's not bad, this. I actually quite like this. Railway bridge, to be honest. And I think we're coming up on Hammersmith Bridge now. Again, going past all these multi-million-pound properties in London. Very desirable residences on the banks of the River Thames. Following the river round, and we should soon come to Craven Cottage, home of Fulham Football Club. Battersea Park, Battersea Bridge and Battersea Power Station. In the river changes colour sharply. Coming into central London now. Lots of crane activity on the river, unusually. So we're coming up to the Palace of Westminster. We've got Big Ben covered up. We've got the London Eye on the right. This is Embankment. Following the river around, and we can see the City of London ahead of us. You can see the Shard on the right, and there's the Millennium Bridge, the wobbly bridge. And we are coming up to HMS Belfast and Tower Bridge. And frankly, it would be a crime not to try and fly through Tower Bridge, so here we go. following the river around to the left, should start to see the river widening. And there's Canary Wharf. Got Greenwich on the south bank. And again, as we come round to the left, we're going to see the O2. Now this is interesting. A cruise ship in the middle of the Thames. Didn't think they could make it this far up, but there you go. Apparently Google caught a cruise ship on the River Thames. And there we have it, the O2, massive arena. Saw Prince there live. Great place. And as we come up to the Thames Barrier, London's flood protection since 1984, we're going to pull up and make a turn to the left and come into land at London City Airport. And again, got to go through the barrier, haven't you? There's London City. Here we are on final approach to London City Airport. Let's hope the pilot-induced oscillations don't let me down. Interestingly, I don't know if there's any wheel brakes on this aircraft, so let's hope we don't run off the end of the runway. That would be a shame. And I think we've made it, yes. So, where are we going to go to next? Well, our next stop across the world is Lukla Airport, otherwise known as Tenzing Hillary Airport in Nepal. Now, the Microsoft version looks absolutely amazing, no denying that. The Google Earth version? Well, there's a couple of buildings here, but beyond that, just some amazing looking mountains. So, let's see if we can get this Cirrus SR-22 airborne. So let's get the power on, and we're accelerating down the runway. Speed's not really picking up much. Oh, and we are at 9,000 feet. Oh, we've run off the end. I think, oh, stalling. Well, we've made it into the air more by luck than skill, I have to say. The scenery does look pretty good. Having a quick look around. Finding it difficult to fly in these conditions. Very high altitude. Not a lot of lift. And well, let's bring the nose around and get another look at Tenzing Hillary Airport. The mountains look lovely though. So we're overflying Tenzing Hillary. Let's see if we can climb up the mountain. Well, the altitude's increasing, but the speed is dropping, so better turn around. Head back down the valley. From one mountain runway, we move on to the next. This is Courchevel's Altiport. So again, we'll have a quick look around, see how that's looking. Pretty barren, not a lot of buildings here. Scenery looks again pretty nice. So let's get the motor running, get some flaps on, and let's see if we can get off the ground. Oh, I seem to have missed the runway. So we're accelerating, 80 knots. Oh, and we're off the end. Oh, just made it into the air. Again, the scenery looks lovely, but I don't think it looks a patch on anything that the Microsoft Flight Simulator is about to put out. So coming into land at Courchevel Altiport, speed's a bit high. We've hit the runway, we're climbing, I have no wheel brakes, and I seem to be airborne again, smacked into the hill at the far side, and now I'm just rolling up the hill. The physics engine isn't great on this. Rolling back down the hill, let's see if we can get back off the ground again. So give it full beans, heading down the slopes. Be great if this was snowing, but oh, and we've fallen off the edge, bang, onto the apron, and somehow we're airborne again. Amazing. Now for a change of pace. We're now on the island of Singapore, flying along Paya Lebar's Air Force Base runway, heading towards the downtown area. Downtown, we're going to soon turn right over Nickel Highway to pass over the National Stadium. Seen a few gigs there, pretty good venue. So is the Rugby Sevens there. Now we're coming over the Kalang River. We're going to turn left. Below us, just in front, you've got the Singapore Grand Prix pit lane, you've got the Singapore Flyer, and you've got Gardens by the Bay. Now we're approaching Marina Bay with Marina Bay Sands on the right. Let's have a quick look at that. Doesn't quite look like that, but it's pretty good. Overflying the central business district and downtown. There's more of the Singapore Grand Prix circuit. And this is Fort Canning. The dark area there is the Istana. That's where the head of government lives. Interestingly, there you go, the Istana again. No 3D buildings there. Well, there's a bridge. What are you going to do? You're going to fly underneath it. And you're pulling up over Gardens by the Bay, the Flower Dome, the Cloud Dome. And this is Orchard Road. So, all in, not a bad effort by Google Earth. It's not going to be nearly as polished as the Microsoft Flight Simulator coming out, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I thought I'd just give you a quick run through of what is available on Google Earth, just in case you fancy whiling away the hours while you wait for Flight Sim 2020 to come out. Hope you enjoyed that. Take care and speak to you soon.